Hi, I'm Zach Spader with Cornerstone Solutions. Sometimes when you're working in Zoho projects, you want to be able to share certain data with the client while keeping other information private. Zoho has the ability to create internal or external milestones within a project that allow you to specify what data is shared with the client. Internal meaning that the tasks within that milestone are only visible to the members of your organization, and external meaning that those tasks are shared with the client in the client portal. Let's take a look today at how you can set that up in your projects. Okay, we're logged into Zoho Projects, and as you can see, I built a sample project. I'm going to go ahead and click on that. You can see that I've already got a couple of milestones built. One is an internal milestone, the other is an external milestone. So when you're building a milestone, I'm going to go ahead and click on milestones up here at the top of the screen on this tab. And when I'm adding a new one in, you'll see that I have a flag here that I can either determine whether that's an internal or an external milestone. So you remember at the first of the video, I said that whether something was internal or external was decided at the milestone level. You can also determine that at the task list level as well, if the task list is not associated with a milestone. If you're using milestones, everything underneath the milestone, the task lists, tasks, subtasks, are all going to copy their permissions from the milestone itself. So within the milestone, you cannot have both internal and external task lists. They will only match the permissions of the parent milestone. If you have a task list that's separate from a milestone, then you can determine whether the task list is internal or external. So you see here that we are able to determine whether or not the milestone itself is internal or external. Now, if I go to tasks and I add a task list, you'll see that because I'm not building the task list from the milestone, I now have the ability to determine whether that's internal or external. But again, this is only because it's not associated with a milestone. The second that I associate this with a milestone, that option is removed and I don't have the ability to set internal or external because it's pulling its permissions from the milestone. So creating a task list or a milestone that's internal or external, that is not the difficult part of deciding whether or not something is internal or external. The difficult part is you've got tasks that are going to be both internal and external that happen at the same time. And so the difficult part is you need to build these internal and external milestones in a way that you can have tasks that happen one after the other that are dependent on each other outside of the same milestone, because you may need to have an internal milestone and external milestone that are going on at the same time. So I've also developed a Gantt chart here of these tasks. And you can see that within this Gantt chart, I have tasks and task lists that are in milestone 1B and tasks and task lists that are in milestone 1A here. And you can see that even though they're in different milestones, they're still interrelated, where you can say this particular task in milestone 1B has to happen first, and then a task within milestone 1A, and then back to 1B. So it shouldn't matter that you have to have both an internal and an external milestone. You can still set the predecessor and successor tasks so that tasks that are outside the same milestone happen in a specific order. Like I said, it's not difficult to set up whether or not something is actually internal or external. The more difficult part is structuring the predecessor and successor tasks so that you can have two milestones or tasks within two milestones happening at the exact same time. I hope you found this video helpful.
If you found this video helpful, be sure to like it and leave us a comment. You can also subscribe to our channel and click the bell next to the subscribe button to be notified of new videos. If you want to learn more about Zoho or would like help with anything Zoho related, head on over to our website at zcrmhelp.com to connect with us. Thanks for watching.